Hey guys, Bottom25 here playing FSX once again. Today, we will be flying a KLM 747-400 from Schipol to Princess Juliana. Our cruising altitude is going to be 41,400 feet. Yes, that is odd, but that's what Royal Dutch Virtual recommended, so that's what I'm going with. Yep, 2,000. Yeah, I'm just getting the speed hold and all that set up. Yeah, we're basically ready to go, I think. Just as soon as all the engines spool up. So right, so let's get the taxi landing, nav, strobe. We have to use set takeoff flaps. There's simply flaps 5, I think it is, on the Boeings. There we go. I think we just need that little kick. But there we go. Now we're going to line up with the runway and get going. Yeah, as you can see, still not the best aircraft to control, not the easiest.
Approaching 3-6 right.
Yes, yes, yes. As soon as we taxi onto the runway, we're going to brake, and as the aircraft isn't going to turn itself, push these two forwards at 26, 26. So basically that way, I think they should have the same amount basically of thrust almost. So basically when we then tell them to idle.
On runway 3-6 right.
Takeoff thrust. Engines are spooling up. Release the brakes. Get aligned quickly. Keeping an eye on the speed. 80 knots. Checked. This one doesn't. I have not found the seatbelt sign on these open sky aircraft. Aircraft, I don't know. Rotate. Gear up. Auto throttle, speed hold. Crap. No, damn it. Really frustrating. Nav. Autopilot. Altitude. Now let's raise the flaps and keep an eye on the speed. You can see the slats or whatever they are closing at the front. I think I can turn the taxi lights off at this point because I'm not on the ground. Oh no. Reduce the vertical speed. Okay, spool her back now. Auto throttle on, speed hold on. (1500 feet per minute). If you look back, you can see Schipol here. We're actually flying over Schipol, basically. It's really jerking the speed, so it's like, you know? Alright, let's increase that to 2000 FPM. I have to be careful because I cannot exceed 15 degrees of nose up. I'll pause the video here and I'll see you guys as we begin our approach into Amsterdam. Or not Amsterdam, Princess Juliana. See you then. Okay guys, we're beginning our descent into Princess Juliana by descending to 30,000 feet. Yeah, we're at a higher altitude so we can... So as you can see, we're descending just as quickly as you normally would have the noses higher up. I'm just going to give it a... Actually, I'm not going to give it spoilers yet. I mean, the engines are still at full power. Now they're spilling back, so I guess I'll give it a bit there-ish. About there. You can see the spoilers kind of have lifted up from the wings, so that... oh, that's about there, so just quickly going to top-down view. Yep, that's Princess Juliana, that's Saba, I think that there is St. Bart's. But we're over speeding. As you can see, we are still are we shaking? No. Let's tell the passengers we had some turbulence. Okay, I think we can reduce the use of the spoilers a bit. Yeah, let's have this one actually does put all of the engines into reverse instead of just a few. The engines need more power. Need to be applying a fair bit of power, so I'm going to pull it back. Yep, 36,000 feet. This is the cruising altitude I would normally use, like 36 and 35. And we had some trouble actually getting up to that the altitude we were at, 41,400 feet. Yeah, we had trouble getting that out to that altitude because we had to kind of level off at 39,000, then basically do a hop up to 40,000, regain speed, and then do another hop up to 41,400. Yeah, it's going to take us about another minute and 20 seconds before we level off. You can see this is kind of a newer livery probably because there's the Air France KLM logo, I think so. I'm not sure when they actually merged, so maybe it's not that new. Yeah, the Flying Dutchman. Is that on the side of every KLM aircraft? Because it was on the 787. Yeah, there's Gaborian. Our spoiler's full. We need to kill that speed viciously. Now we've got another 30 seconds worth of descending to go. Actually, I think a bit less because we're descending faster than normal. Oh wait, no, we only have 20. What was I thinking? I probably read that as like 34,000 or 33,000, I don't know. And we're about to level off. pull the spoilers in as the nose rises. So yeah, there's St. Barth, there's Saba. We're going to be kind of told to fly around like so. Yeah, we're going to have to be extremely careful to kind of land as soon as possible, but not on the beach. Because that would cause many problems, to say the least. KLM, yeah, the Royal Crown. 180. I think we're still talking to San Juan Center. So we're still not talking directly to... Oh, my foot. To, to Princess Juliana, that's at St. Martin. However, I think during our return leg, which we won't be doing anytime soon, I'll tell you that. We'll be doing a... We might actually have to fly out to Curacao, as I think the runway at Princess Juliana is too short to... maybe it's not even that the runway is too short, because I think the runway at... Maybe the runway at Willemstad is slightly longer, but I think another reason is that, say, Curacao or Willemstad, whatever you wish to call it, it's kind of, you need to load up less fuel onto the aircraft, 747, so, you know, there's mountains directly behind the runway, so you will have to climb out and quite quickly turn as well, so maybe you can't do that with a fully laden 747. Or, you know, maybe you can do it, but it would be more on the difficult and dangerous side of things. Ready? Nearest tower. The nearest tower is too far away. Right, keeping an eye on the altitude. What is our altitude? 25,000, so we have another 2 minutes and 20 seconds of descending. I am good at maths. Then as we get progressively lower and lower, I'll have to start progressively slowing down the aircraft. No, I did the throttle motion. I have no idea why I did that. Yep, everything is going normally at the moment. 23,000, so that's a minute and 40 seconds. You know, because you're descending 3,000 feet a minute, so you're descending at 1,000 feet every 20 seconds. I'm to top-down view here. You see that it's actually almost night time in back home in Amsterdam. Look back, is that change visible? Like, it's on the top down view, some of it was quite greenish back in that direction. Well, yeah, you can actually see a change in colour there. Yeah, so I think that there's St. Bartholomew. That is Princess Juliana. And that's it. That's the St. Bartholomew's where Gustav 3 is located. No. Oh, good God. That's a lot of lag. Okay, never mind. It's fine. Turn right, heading. I'm just assuming it's going to take a while to load. Yep. They're kind of guiding us in a kind of like almost a circular path. So we're going to turn to the right, fly past the island, and then swoop back around. Are we leveling off? Indeed we are, so I'm going to pull the spoilers in. Is there any air traffic? Yes. That's probably what took so long to load. Okay, so this is the Carnival. This is a Carnival cruise ship. I want some small catamarans. There's a person on them. This would be at St. Bart's, St. Bartholomew. A windsurfer. Catamaran, small windsurfer. A medium freighter. A large catamaran, a sailboat large. Sailboat medium, sailboat small. Yacht medium. Well, that's horrifying. Another large cat, sailboat large. Oh yeah. Rich Bastard 5. Haha. What is the thinnest catamaran deck or the thinnest deck full stop I've ever seen? Okay, I'm 4925. 495. 495. That looks things. 492. Alright, I can't. It appears I've lost my ability to read. That's what they see of us from Sabah. That's the shortest runway in the world. So nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's any actual planes. Tower 22FJ. No. TFFG. That could be St. Bart's. TFFJ. That is once again something I can. Tower. Yeah, TNCM, that's St. Martin. Well, that's where we're flying to. TQPF. So, yeah, I think the feeling that that's the Airsoft had to kind of move the airport a bit, I think. And I'm not sure though. So maybe that's why. Yeah, I've actually never taken off on video from Princess Juliana, so maybe I'll record the flight to Curacao. I won't be doing that anytime soon, as I said. 4,000 feet. We will be doing a slower descent here. Actually, no, we can descend quickly at this moment, but then we'll have to slow down later on. There you go. You can see that roughly is the location of St. Martin. That's Sabah, you know, the island. It's not the actual airport, though. That's not the name of the actual airport. The actual airport is called... It's like Wanchos something or other. I'm not sure, though. You can look it up if you want. I'm never going to be able to learn what it's actually called. Ever. To put it in simple terms. So don't think I ever will. I will not. Right, so. Yes. We're going to take a look at the underside of the aircraft. And zoom out. Another good little thing about Royal Dutch Virtual is, you know, it's Air France as well. Which means that you can, like, let's say you're in Schipol, which is the hub for, Air France. Yes, you can, if you're there, in Schipol you can get a kind of like a free jump seat over to De Gaulle, which is nice. This is very nice. If I just look straight ahead, clouds to our right, clouds, but there's also some islands, but mostly clouds. Yes, I have a feeling that St. Martin is actually mostly a... Oh, no. It's there, St. Martin. Well, it is mostly blocked up by this window strut. It's called a wing strut. Wing window. Wing window. They're two extremely different things. So we just had to get below a certain speed. You know, we had to get below 250 before we got below 10,000 landing lights on. I'm actually just slowly reducing the spoilers. There's like, if you see the engines spooling up, that's your cue to kind of that's the cue to decrease the spoilers. That means you're kind of stressing it too much. I think actually most of our rate of descent's actually, I think, coming from the lack of lift caused by... Yeah, I don't trust that, in all honesty. I don't trust the... Like... We're not even in a good position to approach yet, so... You're telling me I could be flying at flaps 10 right now? Come on, man. The aircraft's generating enough lift as it is, and that's with spoilers and descending. There we go, we've got the pressure set up. We've got another 40 seconds worth of descending left. Oh, you can see this one doesn't work. The auxiliary one doesn't work. If I just look over here, as soon as we level off that, I'm going to tell it to speed up to 240. Right, we've got 10 seconds remaining on our descent, approximately. Yeah, that was approximately 10 seconds. And... full spoiler. No spoiler. There. Now we're ascending. Set speed to 240. Well, not 246, 240. That should cause an increase on the throttle. And currently we've got approximately 7 degrees of nose up, I think. What's that M? Oh, that's Mach. So Mach 0.37. Just a bit less than 4/10 of a Mach. It's a jumpy throttle or speed, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think it's definitely too early to deploy the flaps. That's why I'm debating them. Turn left 235. I'm just imagining being in the top deck. If you just look out the window and you can almost see straight down. I think we're side-slipping a bit. That's usually not something you want to be doing in an aircraft. You don't usually want to side-slip, because that means when you level off, the aircraft's going to be pointing in, say, that direction, but going in kind of that direction. It's not really that good. It's not disastrous necessarily. It can lead to disaster, but that's only if it's a very extreme case of side slipping. So this is not like a 1 or 2 degrees of side slip. That's fine. 1 or 2 degrees is fine. But I think this is more when it starts to approach 40, which would mostly only ever be due to a failed rudder. So you can see I'm kind of inducing a small side slip. However, I believe it happened on a Northwest Airlines 747 where the 747 tail is split into 2 parts. You can't see it on this model, they just look to be one. The top part and the bottom part. And on this 747, the Northwest, the bottom, I'm not sure, I don't remember what the problem was, or what caused it, but the bottom part of the rudder hard over I'm not sure which direction again. So at high speeds, the air was keeping the deviation in check to an extent, so the pilots could correct it, and they managed to basically limp back to Anchorage, I think it was, and they had to land the aircraft in Anchorage. But as they got progressively slower and slower, the rudder started to go hard over even more, so the pilots had to apply more force. However, they needed to land with the nose gear straight. Otherwise, the aircraft would either swerve or the nose gear would break. So basically what they had to do was come in and have a hand on the tiller, which only controls the nose gear, And I think one of the pilots had to keep the tiller straight as the aircraft touched down. In the end, I think no one was injured though, so yeah, I don't think anyone was injured, but definitely no one died. I am 100% certain of that. Alright, I see. Okay, so we're in a patch of clouds here. Just went through them. If I look back, there's no clouds there. I don't even know what to think of that. Let's open up map view for a moment. Top. There's so that's where Saba is apparently. Yeah. Wancho Yarashkin. I think this here, yeah, that's St. Bartholomew. So it is interesting to note, just because I think there are some small aircraft flying from Sabat to some other island that belongs to a different country, so that technically makes, I think, Sabat an international airport. I'm not sure though, but you can get some extremely small international airports. Thinking of some now, but no extremely small. Well, Waterford International Airport was quite small. Let's say they built a small airstrip in Liechtenstein, and they started up a regular passenger service from there to anywhere else, basically. That would technically, it could just be like a 10-minute hop, but it would still be classed as an international flight. Or let's just say the Aran Islands broke away from Ireland. This is of course not even nearly likely. This is just kind of more of a thought experiment. So let's just say the Aran Islands separated from Ireland, and they still had the scheduled flights running from the Aran Islands to the mainland, to Connemara. That would make a fairly short international flight, but not impossible. But damn, my brain does not want to work today. But yeah, that would make those airports of the Aran Islands international airports. Heading 215. I guess London City could also be classed as a fairly small airport. The runway is fairly short. It handles fairly few passengers compared to Heathrow and all of those airports. But seriously, I know there was an extremely small one. No, for the life of me, I can't remember. I'm just trying to figure it out, but it's not coming to me. Zero and I were discussing like small international airports a while back. Maybe we were just discussing Sava. 185. You better not tell me to turn to 215 again. Sure, acknowledge. And we're beginning the... What a drastic turn if you look at it. I'm hoping we don't exceed like a certain bank angle because Royal Dutch Virtual doesn't like that. Now for Royal Dutch Virtual you need to do a flight every 30 days, I think, is the rule. I've done 2 flights just this week. Just this week just means I've done an Embraer 180 from Bristol to Schipol this morning before we did this flight. You know, that's an extremely short hop though. There's the airport just there, you can almost see it now. PHBFN. That's the reg number. I'm actually going to check if that is an actual thing. You can see the Sky Team logo. I think that's actually present in the A cars of Royal Dutch Virtual. Yeah, the 747 is the 4th version, I think so, of the 747. The first one being the 747-100, which I think are the shuttle carrier aircraft. Well, those were the ones that were in use, the most recently. Because I think there may be a few still flying, but I don't think there are. Then came the 200, which I think had slightly better engines and an improved range, and the 300, which wasn't very popular. No clue why. Which I think again had improved engines, extended the hump on the back of the aircraft. Because if you remember the earlier versions, the 200 and the 100, were only had like 3 windows and they were extremely short. Contact Juliana approach. Acknowledge. If you would let me 128.905. Okay, this is going to be a hard landing, I can tell you that just already. 2998. Yeah, I think that's what we have set. Yep. I'm expecting them to tell me to do something shortly. But I will taxi properly because, you know, this is a very small airport. I'll probably just... 155. I'll probably just need to, you know, kick the reversers in, turn around. And then, you know, do a U-turn on the runway, basically. Yeah, you can see it loaded in there. U-turn on the runway, taxi back, turn off in the taxiway, and you're basically almost already aligned with the gate. City of Nairobi. I have no idea where Nairobi is, even though I should. 125. 5 descend and maintain 2,000 feet. 230. And get the spoilers out. Seriously, we need those things out at the moment. That's my whooshy sound effect. I'm applying all the spoilers we have. Are we gaining speed or what's going on? Hopefully we won't gain enough speed to exceed 250 knots while we're flying here. Yeah, we're actually losing speed. Yes, losing speed. Yeah, you can... There is actually another airport on the other end of the island over there. I've never actually flown to or from there. I don't... But technically... spoiler zone. Well, actually, yeah, technically I think Sabah is an international airport because there are flights flying to Princess Juliana, and I think Princess Juliana is another country to Sabah. I hope I'm correct with that one. But don't quote me on that. There is the runway, or das runway, I'm not sure. Do people in Holland have their own language? Or the Netherlands. I won't say the Netherlands. I think Holland. The airport is... Right, I'm going to quickly panic a bit as I get the aircraft to slow the bloody hell down. 095, that's a 30-degree turn. Acknowledge the instructions. I have the runway in sight, so I can already report. Crap, no, we're not changing the IFR destination. No. Well, you wouldn't yeah, you would have it in sight now. Climb maintain 2000. Contact Juliana Tower on. Start extending the flaps. Tune Juliana Tower. Well, that's actually a perfect view there. I'm definitely going to take a few screenshots of, just before landing. Gear down. Launch pattern entry there. But the nose gear gets down and launched before the rest of the gear. Okay, we're at the right altitude, so... Now, autopilot disengaged. Don't want to have to do a go-around, really. We're clear to land already, which is a good thing. I'm trimming the aircraft down slightly, but we need to perform quite a hard turn here so that we actually get aligned with the runway. Yeah, the good thing is I can pause because Royal Dutch Virtual offers up to 15 minutes of pause time. So if, let's just say I'm on final approach and I realize I have to set up, say, 20 things. I obviously don't, but let's just say I did. I could just pause, quickly set those up, and then continue the approach. This gives you a bit more flexibility. You can see Mayho Beach or Maho Beach. I think it's Mayho. Too low. Yeah, in all honesty, to an extent, I think we might actually be better off going in a bit low. In fact, I think we're actually going to do the full approach with the auto throttle on.
Approaching 09.
I'm going to have one thing on the pause button so that I can get a few screenshots of this. I think sometimes there's only 40 feet between the aircraft and the heads of the people on Maho or Mayho Beach. As I said, it's not very clear which one it is. I think we're going to pause. Perfect. Potential bird strike here. Perfect. And oh yeah, just quickly disable the auto throttle. You're actually a bit too high, I think. But anyway. Unpause. And there we go, perfect. Just what I wanted. Actually not quite what I wanted, as the nose gear just seems to have disappeared. I'm just going to take the screenshot anyway, just hope that people don't notice. Then unpause spoilers, reverse, and brake, of course. I seriously don't know what happened to the nose. Oh, that was a good landing. Turn next taxi. Right, close those flaps up. Taxi lights on, landing lights off. That was, I think, the best landing I've done in a Juliana. Is this a taxiway? Probably not. And I could. Yeah, give me a second. I'm turning around on the runway. Was that set to? I don't know. All that matters is we're doing a... I almost said a quick turnaround. It's not quick. It's the opposite of quick. It's slow. Oh, 32. I can push it up to 32. That should actually speed up the turning processes. Yeah, I'm going to exit the runway when I'm able, don't worry. Now, if I zoom in on the gear, actually, I'm curious about this. Do the gears spin? They do! And I think the best part is, you can actually stop when we're...
On runway 27, flaps, flaps.
See, as soon as I want to go forwards, I just go forwards. The throttles are already... both engines already have the same amount of power. Texaco, yeah. Avis, I think that's the car rental company. Yeah, sorry about the... We're actually going to taxi over to this taxiway, because that's basically already aligned with one of the gates, and that should make my life a whole lot easier. I can't wait for having to I can't wait to taxi out to that runway and give it full power. It's more of the taxiing, it's a joke, this thing is impossible. Next to impossible to taxi. I'll exit the runway when I'm able, don't worry. Boom. Yeah, no, we're going to continue taxiing up until that taxiway, because that's aligned with a gate. Whereas this one, not quite yet. Sorry, I had to take a screenshot of that. I could not resist the temptation. And we brake now. Yep, I plan on doing just that, people, don't worry. Then give that 32. Give that 32. Just a slow little turn. birdie. Sorry, I had to. I could not resist that. Off we go then. Yeah, sure, I'll just say I will, but I've already picked out a gate for myself. See, this is about the amount of turning we can do is getting aligned with that gate, getting aligned with gate A2. I think these are gates capable of handling the large aircraft. Or, you know, relatively capable. More capable than parking over, say, there. No problem with over there, but... There we go. Parked. Let's just power her down. Instrument panel POSC utility. Stare on. I bet it's going to open door 3. Yep. Door 2. Is door 2 opening? Yeah, ignore the fact that those things are basically floating out. Yeah, I'm going to wait for those engines to power down, then this is going to be the final screenshot of the day. Actually, the engines are off, so I can release the parking brake. Anyways, that was a flight from Amsterdam Schipol International Airport to Princess Juliana with a 747. I'm Bot925. Goodbye.